You know that line from the airlines, put on your own mask before helping out others. Well, you might want to put on a mask these days, I get it, but there's a lot more that you can do to protect yourself and keep yourself safe and healthy, and it starts on the inside much more than on the outside. So, hello and welcome. I'm Kimber, Domke, mindful food and fitness coach, and I'm coming to you today to talk about our immune system, because certainly external barriers are one thing, but internal barriers are something that you don't leave home without. If you have a strong internal system, I'm not saying this can solve everything, but if you have a strong internal system, that is always with you, no matter what your environment brings. So, what are some of the top tips from some of the most esteemed doctors that I'm following and that I frankly use whenever I'm facing an immune system challenge? For instance, a few months ago, I was flying for 60 hours in a very short period of time. Several long haul flights, and these kind of tips are what helps me stay totally well and healthy during all of that challenge to my environment, etc. So what do we have today? Vegetables, well, not just vegetables, eating foods with vitamins C, E, and omega-3. What might these be, you ask? Well, on the C front, I know citrus always comes to mind, but you can definitely have this. I definitely support it. And also, I want you to know that a lot of green vegetables and other foods have plenty of C as well. 1 cup of cooked broccoli, for instance, gives you more than your daily allowance. So it might even beat the orange in terms of C per volume. What else has C? Of course, all kinds of leafy greens will help you out here. And E is our next item on the list. I just stocked up this morning at Trader Joe's, and yes, they had everything in stock. So go Trader Joe's. So next on the list, we've got your vitamin E. E is a little bit of a tougher one to get. Yes, it is in the vegetables, but not in as high concentration as in a place like nuts and seeds. So sunflower seeds are an awesome source for the E, and as are almonds. Just be cautious, because if you have 100 grams to get close to your daily allowance of the E, you're gonna wind up having close to 500 calories plus. So bear caution there, but diversify your eating is always an awesome strategy. All right, what else do we have? We've got omega-3s, and those are, of course, in fatty fish as well as a variety of nuts and seeds. Beyond eating, we can do a lot with this stuff, but there are a few things that are a little harder to get from foods, or that so much of the population is deficient in that it really warrants consideration of supplements. For me right now, vitamin D is one thing that I am adding in. And in a pretty large quantity. So the daily allowance is somewhere around 600 international units, whereas the top experts right now are recommending for immune support closer to 5,000 international units of the vitamin C. So don't be shy, get this in your consumption pattern for now. All right, what else? Omega-3s, again, if it's hard to take in enough through your diet, this is one of the most effective things to supplement for immune system support. Now, outside of what we put in to our mouth, there's something huge that is critical. I will say this is like the number one thing for me. I know when this has gotten awry, that is the only time where I generally will experience any sort of sickness or attack from a cold. So, getting on top of your sleep, whatever it takes, eye mask, earplugs, you name it, meditation. I know your brain might be flying around in circles, so you may need those meditations, or just a simple breathing exercise for a few minutes. A simple wind down routine with caffeine-free tea can help you get to sleep. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours is where your body is really going to build up its strong support for fighting whatever comes your way, whether it's a virus, a bacteria, the corona, etc. And finally, number 4 tip on our immune support focus today is avoiding alcohol and processed sugars. Might seem obvious, but these things tax your body in a way that makes it harder for it to fight back against things. So if you are going out and having a few martinis a day, this is probably the time where you might want to just curb that back a little and let your body have a little more support, a little more ability to naturally process and get the things you need from your food instead of overtaxing it with some of these things that are harder for our body to process and then make it harder to fight off the bad guys, the things in the environment. So limiting the processed sugar doesn't mean you can't have a small thing, doesn't mean you should stay away from every gram, but this is perhaps not the time to be adding extra sugar into things or, having an entire pie to yourself. All right. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Kimber, Mindful Food and Fitness Coach, and I'm curious which one of these you need to focus on personally. Which one of these do you think could be the most impactful if you focus on it in the week coming and the months coming? For me, I definitely know my sleep is a must. It's a must. And I'm also going to be, for myself, adding the supplements because that is something I don't do consistently, but now seems like the ideal time to really bone up on that in a more rigorous way. Thanks for watching, and I want to know, comment down below, where do you need the most help? And don't be shy to reach out for personal help and to just share your story, what you might be going through now. Social connection and positive emotion are other key elements in the immune support equation. So there's lots of research behind those, but these are some little tidbits that you can focus on now to make yourself that much stronger for whatever is coming your way. Ciao for now.